This is what remains of the 5 to 7 inches of snow and 2 to 3 inches of ice that we got. I hope I never see it again in my lifetime. My poor Calancho had survived the blistering summer and had bloomed so beautiful, and I forgot it trying to get in my aloes and ferns and stuff. I forgot this baby, and now she's gone. There ain't no coming back from this. And this was just messes with my nerves. Is 2 weeks worth of garbage. Remember, I was cleaning out the garage. That was the last pile of things from the garage. But yeah, this has got to be corrected very soon. They've assured us that trash will come and pick up Tuesday and Friday again, but ugh, I can't stand it. Happy Friday, and it absolutely is a happy Friday in comparison to just last week. I wanted to come on and share our Snowvid 2021 story, and just to let you guys know who don't already know, we survived and we are good. If we're all buddies on Facebook and Instagram, then you already know we made it through the trials and tribulations of Snowvid. But those of you that were reaching out to me on YouTube, I hadn't had a chance to get back on and do anything because I was just trying to get back into the norm of things, like back into work and back into non-survival mode. Sounds dramatic, but it was pretty scary. So I finally told myself, girl, sit down and talk to your little family and say hi and get on up in here and try and get back into the normal of it all. Because it was crazy. It was one of the most scariest moments I've experienced as a parent in a while. Because, you know, as a parent, you have to like be the tough guy. You have to show no fear and no worry because you don't want your kids to worry. So I'm usually pretty good at that. But around the second day, I was a little... I wasn't going to be able to fake a front. Okay, not for long. But thankfully, by the second day, when things got really bad, we were rescued. The little dude's dad drove for over an hour through the ice and snow and took us over to my sister's house, which was faring better than we were. In her area, they were having the rolling blackouts where they'd have power for 4 or 5 hours and then no power for 3 or 4 hours, but they have gas heat. So we ended up going over there. We were rescued and whisked off over there where we spent the remaining 2 days of the worst of it. But the first day, we made it through, and I think we had some comfort because the whole subdivision was going through it. It wasn't like little dude and I were just fending for ourselves and all alone and we were the only ones experiencing it. Our whole subdivision was in the dark for almost 50 hours. What are you doing? Um, so there was some strange comfort in that. The first day we were all prepared. Like, we all had firewood, we all had charcoal for our grills, we all, it seemingly had food. We had just gone to the grocery store. A lot of my neighbors had just gone to the grocery store. So we were prepared as Texans can be for this kind of thing. We knew we were going to have ice. We knew we were going to have snow, but we did not expect it to be that much, that hard, that cold, and linger for so long. So we weren't prepared for a lengthy stay of cold, and we certainly were not prepared for a total power outage. That is a disaster that is being investigated. It was just a horrible, horrible disaster, and a lot of people did not survive because of it. And they're still finding out that a lot of people did not make it due to there not being any power. You can paint it any way you want. Okay, that's what it was. Somebody has blood on their hands. Okay, but I'm not going to get into all that. What I will say is, by the time day 2 rolled around, we woke up Monday morning to no power, and we trudged along through the day. And that night, the temperatures were supposed to drop into the negatives, which they did. So Tuesday morning, when we woke up with no power, we could see our breath. Now, when I got up that morning, I just knew my pipes were going to be frozen and busted, and the water in the toilet was going to be frozen. I just knew I was going to wake up to a flooded disaster. Thankfully, my pipes were fine. I can't say the same about 2 of my neighbors, but I got up and I could see my breath. And we were all bundled up. We had like 3 or 4 layers of clothing on, 2 or 3 pairs of socks. We were walking around with shoes on, and it was very uncomfortable. I mean, as soon as we got up Tuesday morning, we were uncomfortable. And I'm like, how am I going to function and maneuver to keep little dude safe and content and fed and happy when my hands are freezing and my feet are freezing and the skin exposed on my face is cold and my eyes were drying up, and it was just really, you could see your breath. I'm like, this is not good. So by this point, it was going to get worse overnight. We were going to have more snow and ice into Wednesday, and there was nowhere to go. When the lights didn't come back on by noon on Monday, I started making phone calls to hotels. And everywhere I called, between 25 to 30 miles around Dallas and Fort Worth, there were no vacancies. Okay, there was no room at the inn for nobody. 25, 30 miles all around Dallas, Fort Worth, there were no hotels. So I knew that wasn't going to be an option. I had family in my town that had lights and heat, but I couldn't drive there. They offered to come and get us, but at the same time, little dude's dad was also offering. So I had all these people offering to come and pick us up, and I was so scared of anybody being out in the ice, in the snow, and I was scared of having little dude in a car trying to get anywhere. So little dude and I talked, and I asked him if he felt comfortable staying. And the first day he was fine. The second day he was a little, I don't know, because we were miserable. We were uncomfortable. It was freezing in the house. And then it gets dark, and the first night little dude was really, really nervous, but he played it off pretty well. And I had to play it off. And we were thinking about another long night in worse temperatures. And by the time little dude's dad showed up, he just showed up. I was worried for him driving, and he showed up with a trunk full of firewood and a plan that he was going to get us out of there. And by the time he showed up, little dude was ready to go, and so was I. So he drove us to my sister's house, where we stayed until the end of everything. But prior to that, it was bad. I couldn't take the cats because my sister has asthma, and as much as she loves cats, I knew within a few hours with 2 cats, she was going to go into full asthmatic attack. So we couldn't do that. So what I did, I left a fire burning in the fireplace. I pushed the logs as far back as I could and let it burn just to give them some kind of heat because they love being in front of the fireplace. And I made sure the guards and everything were up. And I made forts of blankets and pillows. And I just left little mounds of warm, squishy things for them to get in. I poured lots of extra food and lots of extra water because I was just hoping the water didn't freeze. I left the pipes dripping and we left. And it took us almost 2 hours to get there. And it's like usually 25-30 minute drive to my sister's house. It took us almost 2 hours to get there. But we got there safely. And it was just due to somebody being selfless and caring enough and wanting to get us out of here. And it wasn't just little dude's dad. I had you guys, so many of you guys who I am friends with on Facebook and Instagram. The second day I got scared, and I did post on Facebook, can you freeze to death inside your home if the temperatures outside are negative, with no heat? I don't know these things. I'm from Texas. I don't know of these things. I've heard of hypothermia, but I don't know if it can happen when you're sheltered. And all my responses were yes. No sooner did I put that question up on Facebook than a lot of people and a lot of you guys started offering. I'm going to get misty, okay? Because it's amazing how amazing people can be. Okay, so as soon as I posed that question, a lot of you guys reached out to me on Facebook and Instagram saying, we will pay for a room. I'll pay for a room 2 or 3 nights, however many nights you need. Just let me know what hotel and I'll go online right now and I'll book your room. I had so many people offering to send money so I could get a room, offering to cash at me and PayPal me or just go online and book us a room. And I was so touched. There were no rooms and I didn't want to take anybody's money. So, but at the same time, like I said, I had family offering to come pick us up, and then little dude's dad just appeared. He just appeared. I don't know how long he'd been out there, but he just appeared, and he was willing to stay with us the night. Mind you, he's married, okay? But he was willing to stay with us the night to keep the fire going, and he just amazed me. He amazed me because he can be the most brick-headed, stubborn pain in my butt. But when it comes to his son, he can really, really show his merit, So I was just surprised. But like I said, we left. And we got to my sister's house. And power went out maybe for an hour or two, and then it came back on and stayed on. We were there until Thursday when my brother came to check on my sister and my mom, because my mom lives with my sister. And I was so worried about the cats. And my brother was like, oh, I can drive in this. I drive trucks for a living. And if y'all want to go home, we can get you home. Now, I had exchanged phone numbers with the neighbors so we could find out when the lights had come back on. So one of my neighbors said the lights came back on at 3 that morning, 3 Thursday morning, and had stayed on. So I was like, okay, let's make our way home. So we came home and they stayed on and had been on. So I just wanted to say to those of you that I haven't already thanked, because I think I thanked everybody, but I just want to say thank you again to everybody that offered, to everybody that was just willing to do whatever y'all could do for us. I totally appreciate it. And I'm a very prideful woman, and I didn't want to put anybody out. I didn't want anybody to be put out. But I will tell you, there was one lady whose offer I did take, and it's because she touched my mommy heart. I won't say a last name, but Miss Lucy was offering also financial help for this or that or this or that. And I didn't feel right taking it. We were already safe. We were good. but she said, use it for little dude. As a parent, you do not block the blessings for a child. You don't. And I still felt some kind of way about it, but it was so sweet that she wanted, look, if you don't want to take it for little dude. And you don't block your kids' blessings. So I did accept that monetary blessing. I did. But I just want to thank all of you guys who reached out. Y'all's prayers. I know y'all were praying because y'all sent me y'all's little verbal prayers. Y'all texted me verbal prayers. Y'all offered all kinds of help. And I just want to say thank you guys because it was absolutely amazing. I saw the best in people. And I saw some of the worst in people. But I saw some of the best in people through all this. It was amazing. And I'm still seeing it. I'm still seeing it. And I did pay it forward. And if I can remember through all my rattling, I'm going to tell you how I paid it forward. But our subdivision too, we kind of keep to ourselves. We kind of will wave at each other across the street, but we kind of keep to ourselves. And y'all know I have issues with two of my particular neighbors. But everybody was helping each other out. People were letting each other have firewood. We were letting each other have charcoal because we were cooking on charcoal grills outside. We were checking in on each other. We were giving each other canned food. Do you have enough food? Do you have anything? I gave the lady two doors down a bunch of cat food because she hadn't gotten, she hadn't thought or hadn't, prepped for the cat. So we were sharing. We were looking out for each other. We were trying to help each other out. I know one of my neighbors gave another neighbor gas because they ran out of gas in the car. They kept going out. We kept going out to warm up in the car and charge our phones. And two of my neighbors ran out of gas, and another one of my neighbors, I don't know what, I think he had gas for his lawnmowers, and he gave gas to the lady across the street. It was just people helping each other. The only bad thing that I can tell you that did happen on my street, I was outside cooking, and one of my neighbors was walking up the street and was slipping up the street. We're kind of up on a hill, and I'm like, where are you going? He said, I'm going to the corner. One of my friends invited me to come over and eat. He had taken his grill out. Everybody had their garages open, or they were out on their stoop, because that's how we were cooking. He had taken out his grill. He went inside to get the food. He said he was in there maybe 10, 12 minutes. When he came out, his grill was gone. He saw tire tracks. He saw footprints. His grill was gone. And his attitude was pretty okay. He's like, I guess they were more hungry than I was, or I guess they were colder than I was. So his attitude was still pretty okay. But I was like, wow. I can kind of understand the desperation in a situation like that, but it was still a pretty sucky thing. So I did see that. And my neighbor lady who I've told you about before, who had CPS come and take her kids away, she has some type of mental issue. And she had an episode the first day. She had all of her windows and patio doors open in like 7 degrees. And there was a lot of ranting and raving. And we didn't know whether we should call the police and have them try and come out or anything. Because she didn't come out, but she was a lot of ranting and raving with the windows open. Come to find out, her pipes busted. I don't know if that's why she was so upset. But a few hours later, you could hear the whoosh as she's trying to whoosh the water out, or as the water was pouring down. I'm not sure. But she did have an episode. And that was kind of scary, too, because it's so quiet. There's no noise. There's no traffic. It's really, really quiet. And you hear somebody screeching and carrying on. And then I have a little autistic child who reacts to that type of stimulus, and it makes him really nervous. And I think that also played into his being more nervous on day 2, because we didn't know. We were out of firewood on day 2. We were stuck eating hot dogs, hamburgers, and noodles, but I'm grateful. Because at least we had food. We had canned foods. We had plenty of water. Our pipes hadn't frozen, but it was miserably and dangerously cold. So I hope we never go through that again. It doesn't matter how much you prepare. I mean, we had flashlights and we had candles and we had firewood and we had food. We had prepared, but we didn't expect no lights. We didn't expect it to last as long as it did. And a lot of my neighbors couldn't leave. A lot of my neighbors stuck it out. We shared as much as we could. We shared as much firewood as we could. When we left, I had a bag and a half of charcoal that I gave to one neighbor because I didn't know how long it was going to take, and I was going to be safe. Me and little dude were going to be safe. So I gave one person firewood, and then I gave one person charcoal, and then the firewood that little dude's dad had brought, we gave to the lady across the street who had told me about an hour before that they had run out of firewood, and they're one of the families that had run out of gas. So we were like, we don't know how long that little bit of gas is going to last. They're going to be cold. So we did that. We just did what we could before we left. But it was sweet to see people looking out for each other and caring about each other, and just, it was scary. It was scary. But it's over and the sun is out. Well, not really. It's rainy. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but we got home and started getting back into the normal groove of things. And I just wanted to come on and let you guys know that we are safe. And again, a big old thank you. A big old thank you for you guys. Man, y'all touched my heart so much. Y'all really, really did. Just wanting to help the way y'all did, and willing and ready to do whatever y'all had to do. That was so awesome, considering we don't even know each other one-on-one, face-to-face. I mean, no sooner had I said, can we die? I was scared. Bam, bam, bam. I'm getting messages. I'm getting IMs. I'm getting all these little bing, 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 bing. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I thank you guys so much. And I did pay it forward. After everything cleared up, it was during the weekend. I was going to Dollar Tree, needed batteries. All my lighters had run out of the little fluid. So I went to the Dollar Tree to pick up a few things. And on the way there, I saw a church, because all the neighborhoods around here, well, our neighborhood around here, they are pulling together so tight. It's amazing. All the churches, I kept passing all these churches, and they were getting boxes of food together to do food drives. And I stopped. And asked if I could help. I had the afternoon free, and I helped one of the churches up the road just pack boxes that they were gonna give out to a congregation and to anybody that needed it that Sunday. So I was like, whatever I can do, because people were so willing to do for me and did do for us. We helped each other out. So that was awesome. But we are good. We're back in the swing of things. Little dude's birthday was Wednesday. It was nothing like we had planned, because of the weather, because of COVID, because of my having to pinch my pennies just a little bit because I'm 7 days without pay. But it's all gonna work out. So I'm gonna have to postpone our plans that I think I told you guys about, that I don't want to talk about because little pictures have big ears, and I think he's around the corner. I'm still gonna surprise him with that. It's just gonna have to wait a few weeks. But I just wanted to come on, say we're good, we're safe. Thank you guys for the love, for the prayers, for the support, for the offer of help, for everything that you all do for me, for my spirit. This away. I mean, I just stick my face in front of a phone and I get love from you guys, and it's amazing. And that's why I love y'all bunches. So I will be back here in just a little bit after I upload this one, because getting back into the swing of things means Dollar Tree and thrift store. And if you all are my buddies on Facebook and Instagram, y'all know I scored big time at the bins, and I am still in shock about that. So I'm going to share that with you guys, but I will be right back once this one goes up. And I think that's everything about Snowvid. But till I see y'all here in just a little bit, I love y'all bunches. Y'all just don't know. Talk to you later.